are solving using apps, using technology. So if you're solving a global problem, then you're going to get global money. You stop earning in shillings only. You start earning in dollars, in euros. And who doesn't want that? We all want that, right? Okay. Then the other D is design. Design your day. Design your week. Design your month. Prioritize your time. Yeah? Know what you want to do today. A small step every day will lead you to the bigger picture. Okay? But without a plan, without organization, you're not going to achieve the bigger vision that you have, all right? You must plan your time well when you're still young. So by the time you're 30, 40, you have an organized structure, you have a routine, okay? You have order in your life, and you have discipline in your life, okay? That will help you to achieve a lot at a younger age, okay? Then the fourth D is dominate. The reason God created us is to dominate the world, okay? You have been given dominion over land, over the fish, over the animals, okay? You've been given dominion in everything. So when you're dreaming big, don't dream about Uganda only. Don't dream about Africa only. Have a bigger vision of the whole world. Because now we have global activists. You know them, right? Don't look at only the community that you're in. There's something greater in you that can even surpass the national level. So continue to dream big in whatever you're doing. Okay? If it is hotel management, don't think of only having one hotel. You could have a franchise. Okay? Look at the world as if it is yours. Because you have dominion and you have royalty, and you're a child of God. You're created in His image. You're created to subdue the land, all right? And then the last day I want to talk about is destiny. Destiny. All these are pertaining to a personal vision board, okay? So destiny, when you're working in your destiny, you're going to learn to value the relationships you have. Okay? Learn to be trusted. If someone lends you some money, pay it back in time. If you have a friend who you haven't called in a while, pick up the phone and call them and say hi. How are you guys? How are you doing? How's your life? Don't be somebody who forgets. Because the people who you treat well today are the same people who are going to help you in the future. You must build good relationships. But if you keep breaking every relationship, okay, that comes your way, if you keep on breaking the trust, at some point in your life when you're 40, 50, you're going to have no one who trusts you. You will have no business partner. You will have no connections. So the time to build sensible relationships is now. Okay? Don't burn the bridges. Build good bridges. Okay? Associate with people who are better than you. People who are on the same level as you. Okay? And even those who are on the lower level than you. It is your role to pull them up. Okay? So as you learn from someone who is better than you, okay, you're also pulling someone who is lower than you. So associate with people who are better than you, but teach the people who are under you to improve. Okay? That is destiny. There you will be working in your destiny. You will be trusted. You will be a man and woman of integrity. You will be a man and woman of honesty. Okay? Someone will bring their 50 million to you and you will keep it. You will be so good in financial stewardship. You will have savings. You will have your 20% savings. Okay? You will have your investments. And you will have your businesses. Yet you are not even 30. You will still be young. So trust is an important thing in business. Okay? So when you're creating your personal vision board, what is a personal vision board? A personal vision board, I don't know if anyone has, who has a Bible on their app, on their phone? Anyone with a Bible? Okay. Do for us Habakkuk 2:2. Habakkuk 2:2. Anyone found it yet? It's in the Old Testament, Habakkuk 2:2. We should be people of the word. Don't think of only law. Be people of the word. Okay?
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. The Lord gave me this answer. Write down clearly on clay tablets what I reveal to you, so that it can be read at a glance. Put it in writing, because it is not yet time for it to come true. But the time is coming quickly, and what I show you will come true. It may seem slow in coming, but wait for it. It will certainly take place, and it will not be delayed. And this is the message: those who are evil will not survive, but those who are righteous will live because they are faithful to God.
Write on tablet.
The Lord gave me this answer. Write down clearly on clay tablets what I reveal to you, so that it can be read at a glance. Put it in writing, because it is not yet time for it to come true.
Okay. That is talking about vision. So when you're making your vision board, okay, don't think of something. If I want to buy a plot of land this year, I'm going to write my money. I'm not going to be bad about it. Okay? Write it down. The word says write it down. Because when you write down something, you're actually memorizing it. Okay? If I want to buy a plot of land this year, I'm going to write it down that this year, 2025, by December, I will have a plot of 5 million Uganda shillings. So when you write it down, you now have direction. I get you. You know where you're going, and you can visualize. You can see that plot of land right now. It could be in Fiji, it could be in Entebbe, anywhere. Okay? So when you're creating your vision board, make sure you have goals. We're not talking about goals. These goals must be smart. Specific, it is land. Measurable, 50 by 100. Okay? Attainable, if you cannot attain a plot of 2 million, then you will attain one of 5 million, right? So, these are smart goals, okay? And must be time bound. Say by November, I shall have saved such and such money towards my plot of land. So there you've written, okay, your dream. And another thing I want to say is, in order to visualize your personal vision board, okay, for all of us have different goals. Some people want land, others want a better job, others want to graduate. Major here wrote a book, okay, that was in his vision. So when you write down your vision, okay, you must visualize it, and then you must also print it out. Don't stop at just writing it in your notebook. Print it out. Go to Google. Go to Google. Images. Put in the hotel you want. How many stories will it be? How many levels will it be? Let's say 6. Get a picture, a good picture, clear. Print it out. Get your Manila chart. Put your hotel there. Okay? If it is a car, Range Rover. You say I want a Range Rover 2024. Go to Google. Get the picture. Put it on the chart. Now you have land and a car. So when you're waking up in the morning, you're visualizing. You have a mental picture of what you want to achieve. And you know this thing it is very interesting because I personally did it in 2023. And it was advice from my friend who just told me, you know what, this thing works. Right. And in 2024, there are some things that I never could have imagined to get, but I got them because of this. So it is a powerful tool for personal development. Okay? So put those pictures up. Then when you wake up in the morning, look at your pictures. Okay? Then you say, today I'm going to do this and this and this. What's my goal? Okay? my God, I'm going to see so and so and so. I'm going to create this and this activity towards my goal. Okay? And then another thing you should know is celebrate small wins. Celebrate small wins. Because the small wins lead you to the bigger wins. When you celebrate something small, you achieve a bigger thing. Okay? When you celebrate a birthday, let's say a birthday, some people stop celebrating birthday. But let's say you celebrate a birthday this year, and you had only a budget of 1 million. Next year, when your birthday comes and you have 2 million, you're more excited. Okay? This year is better than last year. You get what I'm saying? So celebrate small wins. Even if it is something small, you bought somebody lunch today. Let's say, be proud of yourself. Okay? Because that small thing that you have appreciated, you will receive more next time. Yeah. So basically, I'm a business leader. I lead what they call the Business Leaders Network, where we do business coaching, financial literacy, and personal growth. So when you have some anything connected with that, you want mentorship on personal growth, I'm available. I can give you my email. Okay, it is lotab2@gmail.com, and you can also find me on WhatsApp 0775 899 603. If you have a group of people who need business training, financial literacy, saving, culture, investment, please feel free to call me. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much once again, engineer. A round of applause once again for the engineer, please. I see most of the faces look a little bit tired. I think the speakers are being too many. TG, after this, prepare some interludes as we shift to the next program. So going into the highlights of what the engineer has said, if you have a copy of this book, we are going to read together. Open page 17, that is chapter 2. You already have a copy. Mindset change. And that is what the speaker has been taking us through. So he starts with a quote from Oprah Winfrey, which is, the greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change their future by merely changing their attitude. That was the focus of what engineer Eric has been taking us through. We can now dive into page 18. We look into the 5 Ds he told us about. Page 18, it opens up the 5 Ds. So this literally shows that the author of this book is also a researcher. Because these are one of the universal laws that are governing us as humans. So the fact that they are in covers or scribbled down in this, it really entails the research he did, the sleepless nights he spent trying to gather information to enlighten and change in this country. No, there was a D about discover yourself. And when we come to page discover, because when you are getting to know yourself, you discover yourself. So it is highly expensive. Yourself, you know your worth. It's going to help you to move and push. It's going to help you become that source of change. It's going to help you become that wind of change. You know, they say wind is felt. You only feel the presence of the wind. So we need you to really first discover yourself so that we embrace what the author has written down today. It is what we call dominating. Yes, you've discovered yourself. You know what you do best. Can you go and dominate that? And what comes with domination, you must use the reality. If you don't resilient enough, then you cannot dominate. That is why the author, when you come to page 19, he looked at the role of resilience. Resilience plays a very bigger role in dominating. So he says resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, trauma, or stress. And he further goes to say resilience is critical for mindset change. It allows us to recover from setbacks, adapt to changing circumstances, and keep moving forward. So once we are resilient enough, we can easily dominate. Then you come to when you come to now dominating, that means as you dominate, you also need God to guide you. That is why the author said mindset change and spiritual growth. If you need that spiritual growth, you need God, you need that faith to keep you moving, so that you can really stick to what you found out you can do best, so that you can easily dominate and rule the world. We come to another, which is destiny. Another destiny, there are very many things. We have relationships coming in, because now you are destined to be with partner X that you have not yet seen. It is going to come. That is your destiny. You are destined to have a certain job which is going to come. That is why the author said now, let's look at mindset change and relationships. Because that entails destiny. How do you manage your relationship? If that is your destiny, how are you going to keep it? And the author further went and said, you have to also look at mindset change and career success. Career success, that is the destiny. That's where you want to be. If you're doing law, you're destined to be a lawyer. If you're doing medicine, you're destined to be a scientist. His Excellency Wilson, the president of USA, he had that dream. He felt, I should be this. I need to lead these students. There is something I feel we can change. So, if you really read this art piece, get yourself a copy, always read through. This is more than mentorship at the cheapest price in this country. And I've been informed the chief guest, Honorable David Bahati, has arrived. And when he arrives, we shall have the national anthem, and then he will give us his remarks and officially launch the book. They will then sign it to the author. We shall then have the auctioning of the book, and then we shall have remarks from the author. We are doing this because the chief guest has other engagements that he's going to attend to after being with us here. If you remember well, one of the things we remember him for, he introduced the Anti-Homosexuality Act that was in 2014. That was quashed by the Constitutional Court because the Parliament didn't follow the rules of procedure. It was again brought again. That was, is it 2021? The what case? Was it 2021? So it was again reinstated to promote and preserve African culture. So the DJ give us an interlude as we prepare to receive the chief guest. Thank you. Secondly, when the chief guest comes in, we shall all rise and then take the national anthem, and then we shall resume our seats. DJ. let's rise. I take this opportunity to welcome Honorable Minister, Honorable David Bahati, State Minister for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. As the chief launcher, chief guest has resumed. So we're going to have the national anthem of the Republic of Uganda, and then we shall proceed with the program. Thank you.
Oh, Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hand. United, free, for liberty, together we'll always stand. Oh, Uganda, the land of freedom, high and ever we'll give, and with neighbors all our countries calling peace and friendship we live.
Thank you very much. We can resume our seats. Our chief guests, you are most welcome. Earlier on this afternoon, good evening, we had the kick of our program, and we started with a panel of students who were sharing insights about the book that you will be launching officially this afternoon through the evening, which is titled Winds of Change by AINEPLANE Major. From the panel, the students highlighted a few concepts in the book, which include injustice, which include the rule of law, which include civic education, among others. We had communication from the senior lecturer, Political Science, Makerere University, who dived into Pan-Africanism, and which is one of the pillars of the NRM government. We also had Engineer Lewis taking us through mindset change, which is also part of the chapters we are having. And we see that mindset change is one of the key factors we need to look at in shaping the future of our country, in shaping the future of this nation, as we realize or achieve the 4 principles of the NRM government. That is what we have gone through, the Honorable Minister and our Chief Launcher for the day. We are now going to have the author, AINEPLANE Major, to talk about the book, give insights on the book. Then we shall call upon the Chief Guest to give remarks and officially launch the book. And one of the author, after your speech, we shall have to go through a biography of the Chief Guest. We will then invite him to come and give us his remarks and officially launch of the book. So let us welcome AINEPLANE Major, that one youth that has stood out to come and see, to come and lead, to come and head the youth of this country, so that we can be the sources of change. So that we that are the young forests, that are going to be the big trees, that are going to provide shade to this country, see that we shape it, so that we lead or transform this country socially and economically. You are most welcome. A round of applause for him as he takes the floor.
Thank you so much, the MC, Mr. Dan, our Honorable Minister, David Bahati, different dignitaries in the building. Good evening to everyone once again. I will first literally take a note about this very function, Honorable Minister. This is the launch of my second book, The Winds of Change. My first book is called The New Uganda, which I wrote with Onesimus and Mr. Thomas. They are in the field, and one of them is out of the country. That's why he's not here. I want to begin by recognizing the dignitaries in the building. Honorable Minister, here we have the Chairperson UNSA, or the President, Uganda National Student Association. His Excellency Wilson is here with us. We have members of IPD, Interpolicy Dialogue, they are here represented. We have different guild presidents from within the universities around, and actually from Barara, because the UNSA president is from Barara. He has traveled all the way up to here. Seated with you is Aunt Juliet, Karen Juliet. You know each other well. We're going to talk about that. Here is lecturer Charis, who is a lecturer at Makerere University. We have here a lecturer representing the administration, Kampala International University, Mr. Godfredo. He happens to be a patron of Kigezi students. Those are your sons and daughters, Honorable Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly dive into the essence of my book, The Winds of Change. And as I do that, I begin by thanking and appreciating Honorable Minister. We have always invited you, and you have always done that. When I went to his office yesterday by 1, he told me, I said, Honorable Minister, you know, the other time we have agreed. He told me one thing. AINEPLANE. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for always bringing that to the young people. He's one of the ministers I know who like and appreciate the love of the young people. So quickly, I will dive into the chapters in the book as we head for the launch. The first chapter in the book is transformation, the imperative of transformation. I hinted about the law of transformation, this one, because we realize if we keep our minds locked, we can never transform ourselves. Honorable Minister, this is what we the young people need. I know at your age you may not be able to transform much, because whether you want or not, in the next 50 years, trust me, you will not be around. Or, if you are wrong, you will be useless to the country. It is either one or the other. That is in my last chapter, reality, understanding reality. We do not want to understand reality. That's why we have always been compromised by the thinkers. And much of what is in the book about the winds of change is that we do not merely yearn and fight for a change. No, we no longer fight for change. Because even what is transferring right now is change. We only yearn for a fundamental change. Chapter 2 is about the power of mindset. I hinted about this chapter, whereby we have locked our minds. We do not want to change our minds. And we realize if we do not change the ways of thinking, we are doomed to miss the future. When you check on that chart, it is saying we have survived by luck in the past. We have ensured our future. True that we have survived by luck in the past. Should we keep our eyes on that? No, we have to devise means of ensuring our future. That's how I also generated another chapter, generational thinking. I want to be quick with that. Generational thinking, this is where now we need to think generationally. If you are in the line of thought, look behind to the people who are following you. This is what many of the leaders here have said. Find you only want to look on today, you do not want to look on tomorrow, on the people who will be there. I like the last chapter I myself. I hinted about a subtopic called the price we pay. If we cannot do what we are supposed to do right now, the result is that price. Either we must pay, all our children, all our grandchildren must pay. It is reality that we do not pay. I thank God today we had one of the speakers who is a senior in political science. There is a quote which says that a soldier without political education is a potential criminal. It's true that we always go around beating the bush about politics, but it is the master of everything in this country. Whether you like it or not, it is a reality. To the extent that our minds are still off. In my chapter, the mindset, the power of mindset, I hinted about one statement. People in Uganda, Honorable Minister, they believe in the pastor more than God. You find a person strongly believes in the pastor than God. To the extent that the pastor tells people to always come for prayer and fail to go for one. Some of the leaders have become misleaders. Even the people who call them freedom fighters, the oppositions have turned into opportunists. Where are we heading to? We are failing to realize the reality. Because of the political parties we have in Uganda, we are missing the future. I was somehow lethal when I was writing about one of the chapters, political education. We have had ministers, we have had MPs in the parliament, and like who do not know what the next generation will do. They have treated us as goats in the market to the extent that we are now negotiable items on the table. An MP comes to your village, the person comes to your village and asks you how much you want. Recall the school fees you have paid from nursery to where you are. You are being negotiated like a chicken, like an egg. Being given salt and missing the next 5 years. Being given salt, being given a handout and missing the future of yourself, the future of your son, the future of your daughter. I always ask myself, if they are bringing salt for me to vote for them, haven't I been eating for the last 5 weeks? If you bring soap, haven't I been bathing for the last 5 weeks? This is what, when we talk about it, it seems to be the note from opposition. It is not. It is a reality which we keep hiding ourselves from. We are less fortunate that today we did not have a panel with Honorable Minister. I know he's good when it comes to the panel. The other time, Honorable Minister had requested me to have a debate in his presence and we exchange facts. I don't know when we shall organize that. He really likes that. But we are doomed to miss the future if we keep thinking the way we think. We must change. I quoted about some Pan-Africans. It is so unfortunate. The last time when we were celebrating independence, they invited me at IUEA. And when we were celebrating independence, we sang the Uganda national anthem in English. So I asked myself, are we celebrating independence? We can never be independent when we are still members. This is the right time for us to say, what happened to Africans? Who bewitched Africans? Young people. Colonel Melvin John Spencer became a president of 25 years. For us, we are waiting to first reach at the age of the minister to become leaders. Who bewitched us? These are the facts that many of them are reasonable. I also hinted on the topic of technology. When the Nelson Mandelas and the rest were in Africa, the level of technology was still low. They would take long to speak with the whole world. Right now, engineers can communicate with the world in a minute. They had no WhatsApp, but they did their best. We are already using WhatsApps, social medias, to abuse ministers, attack MPs, even when they are doing what we can do. Where are we heading to? Others are using social media to transform their countries, to transform their continents. For us, we are only using social media to tag the ministers. We need a change. Not now, this time a change, but a fundamental change. I have always liked people who support the youth. Not because they do not have a lot, but because they want to leave the leaders behind. And how many leaders have done that? We are only fighting over lines which were created by foreign ministers. We had a time, Honorable Minister, when we had an MP in Uganda and the Prime Minister of DR Congo, they were brothers, being separated by just a mere line, which was created by a white. And we still claim we want to unite, when we ourselves in Uganda have failed to become one nation. In this book, I also suggested, Honorable Minister, to have a national language, which is Kiswahili. I realized I myself, if I got the note and I asked for it, they might slap me thinking I'm abusing them. Because we have different nations in Uganda. Before we run for the unification of East Africa, the integration of African states, we must unite as Africans and in Uganda. I also suggested in my chapter, the unity, strong corrective effort. It is only when we unite, because divided we fall. Those who will check in my stuff there, I put down, up there is my name, down there is Kwa Umoja Tunasimama. United, we stand. Divided, we fall. I also want to exchange a bitter note about politics of this country. We have thrown and abused the constitution in the name of fighting for our freedom. It doesn't mean that when you're fighting for the freedom, you oppress your fellows. We have seen people who call themselves opposition, activists, stepping people's rights because they are fighting for freedom. Which freedom is that when we are creating another Islamic country? We must change ourselves in that very way. I don't want to speak a lot because today's function is meant to launch the book officially. I want to thank everyone. If we have the members of the organizing committee stand up for nomination, members of the organizing committee, I really cannot thank you enough. Honorable Minister, these are the people who have made this function a success. The chairman organizing committee, I think he has gone from your constituency, down your province. The chairman of this committee. I really cannot thank you enough. These people labored a lot, even today they have done so. As we read this book, I want you to create some lasting impact in your life. Think of tomorrow, think of this nation, think of the next generation. Much is in the book. I quoted people we know, I quoted Pan-Africans and other people. I also quoted a speech about Captain Johnson, who happens to be my elder brother, and who most of the times inspires me to keep moving on. At this very moment, I really want to thank the Minister Bahati. I don't know whatever he has explained or whatever he wrote is good to this country, but to my knowledge, I really believe put to good use, it can help us in transformation. Honorable Minister, here I have my family, brothers and sisters, stand up for revolution. My family, thank you so much. They are here to grace the function in the name of my father, who has not happened to be here. At this very moment, ladies and gentlemen, allow me hand over the mic to the MC to read us the biography of our beloved Minister, Honorable David Baha. Let's give him a mighty hand. We cannot give you anything, Honorable Minister. We only wish you blessings. When you're stepping, step with. Which one don't see that in trigger because we still need you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. A round of applause once again, please. Thank you so much for giving us the insights. So without wasting much of our time, I'm going to take you through the bio data, the Honorable State Minister. Before you, ladies and gentlemen, is Honorable David Bahati, currently serving as the State Minister for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. He was the former State Minister for Finance. He's the current Member of Parliament, Laura County East, Kabale District. He's a certified accountant. He went to Makerere University and did a Bachelor of Commerce. He went to Cardiff University for a Master of Business Administration. He also did what we call the CPA, certified. After doing the CPA, he became a certified accountant. So before us is a certified accountant. He's also the chairperson of Uganda National Prayer Breakfast Fellowship. He's also the chairman NRM chapter in Kabale District. He's also famously known for the 2014 Anti-Homosexuality Bill, which was known as the Bahati Bill, which was later passed by the Constitutional Court because the Parliament didn't follow the rules of procedure, but later in 2021, we saw it coming again. We want to thank you for that, Honorable Minister. This was to preserve Pan-Africanism, the African culture. The African culture, it is a man and a woman, not a man and a man. We thank you for that. And we also take our appreciation to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for including Pan-Africanism on the 4 pillars of the national resistance movement, among others which include democracy, socio-economic transformation, and patriotism, which are the grand major in his book, and he has clearly shown, he has given us indicators of how all this can be achieved. At this juncture, I will invite the author to invite the Honorable Minister to convey his message, and he will officially launch the book and sign 5 copies that we shall auction. Thank you. The author, please come and take his chance and invite the Honorable Minister to come and convey.
Thank you so much. I really have no audacity to make the minister stand and come and period help me out.
What is good? All the time. Can we stand up and listen for the Lord? This is the day. You know that song? This is the day that the Lord has made. We rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here today. I'm happy to stand with Minister. Don't you say really I'm happy? I'm really happy. So now we're going to hand over the Bible.
webale kunonga omukyala omusha ebawenye tukashoma hamwe omukugeza isukulu kandi twaguma turi hamwe kunkatiya ibarakora NDP Tanzania kandi tukyali hamwe muri kumpulira. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you can see the place. Oh, they will affect the coverage. They will affect the coverage. I thought this was the old technology of lights. Now you can even use an iPhone to capture what you want in any mode. I think they need out of light. So our chief guest, who is the author of the day, Chara Shah, the chairman of the Students Association, and the lecturers who are here, and students, both from Chigezi, but also friends of the students from Chigezi and the friends of Major. I truly want to thank God for this day. I want to thank God that He's using you, Major, to put what you think in a book. A young man from Uchiga have written 2 books at your age. I think we should appreciate and thank God for that. I also want to thank you for coming to support him. I hope that you will read the book and capture what he has written. We have a tendency of just reading books, buying books, and then we put them on the shelf. And then we never read them. And one good example for those who are Christians is a Bible. You have find the people have a Bible in the bedroom, have a Bible in the sitting room, have a Bible in the car, but they cannot quote any verse in the Bible. So I hope this time you will buy this book and be able to read it, because some that I have spoken on paper are truly very encouraging. weeks ago, I think I was here, and every time I've been invited to come for activities of students, I rarely miss. Unless something happens, I normally come. And I come because I believe, I truly believe that you are the future of our country. Therefore, we have an obligation to mentor you, we have an obligation to listen to you, and that's the reason why I keep coming whenever you call. So when you are here, you invited me, come and launch this book. And yesterday, by the time we came to my office, then I said, I was wondering why it's coming to remind me. Because some of us who come from Chigezi, they were Chica. We have a saying, meaning that once you promise something, you must keep your word. So that was the case with Major. So I want to thank you. I truly want to thank you for this initiative, and I thank you for what you have put in the book. I was just perusing this book, but also I listened to you to what you said and what is in the book. I promise tomorrow I'll spare time since it's a small book. I make sure that I read it and finish it tomorrow. How many will finish it tomorrow? How many will read it and finish it? I think it is like 41 pages. Yes. And we hope that we shall organize, as I said, some debate about some of the ideas we have in the book. Hopefully, you should organize a debate on the book, what you have put in place. That way, we have tried to appreciate, criticize the book, and also help add more thoughts to your thought process. So Major raises a number of things in the book which I want to reflect on and put it in the context of what we are doing as government. The first thing he talks about is a fundamental change. You remember in 1986 when His Excellency the President came on the steps of Parliament, he promised Uganda a fundamental change. I hope it's in the context of that fundamental change that we are thinking. And I can see some students laughing. Why are you laughing? I hope that's what you are thinking about. That kind of fundamental change. Changing our country from a predominant society into a modern society. You know, through building an integrated and self-sustaining economy. That's a fundamental change His Excellency the President promised. And this year we have seen a lot of changes in our country. For example, we were just having a GDP of 1.5 billion in 1986. But as we speak in the single generation, we have a GDP of 59 billion only in 30 years. 59 billion. We've been able to maintain peace and security. Peace and security. Some people, I heard some time back, somebody from Makere, I think was from Makere Central University, umwana kali kuja artificial atinaza kukura kuri imbere n'enshuti kakahuraga bomb kokwera gamba. You imagine that you wanted to experience how a bomb goes. So kubandereza bomb hariya niwe abanize kugere sibatolinkanye wawira peace and security. Maintaining peace and security is not an easy thing. It's part of the fundamental change, the NRM government, led by President Museveni, that we have brought to the country. If you want to test or if you have any doubt, even check the hotel we are sitting in. It is owned by a refugee from Eritrea or Ethiopia. In some countries, people cannot say we are now the largest host of refugees in the world. We are hosting more than 1.5 million refugees here in town. You just move around in Kabaragara. You see Eritreans, you see where, just here in Kabaragara Road. Why? Because people know that Uganda is a peaceful one, is a peaceful country. So I want to ask you, please don't take for granted this piece. Use this piece to think and make some suggestions on how we can improve our country. And I think that is what Major is doing. Using the peace and the freedom you have, instead of going to pray Zara or go to see a movie, he's using it to think and write so that he can influence other students and other young people. So peace and security. Uganda, we now can live longer than any other generation in the country that we have had in our history. For example, now women, that is life expectancy. Women now can live up to 70 years of age. 70 years of age. And men 66 years. In 1994, our life expectancy was on rate 41 years. 41 years. But now we have reached 71 years. Why do you think that has happened? Because of good programs of the NRM government. That's part of the fundamental change. Some of the things that have impacted in the life expectancy are things that reverse or stop infant mortality. And one of them is immunization. Abana bakaba barafa abaritwa ubushema, bakaba barafa abaritwa polio, but now people are no longer affected by those, the 6 killer. You remember they were called the 6 killer diseases. Now all of them have been wiped out because of the good program, because of the fundamental change of the NRM, government. Every 5 years, you have an opportunity to choose your leaders. That's democracy. Remember, from 1960 when we got independence to 1986, how many presidents were there? How many presidents were there? You remember, you need to learn your history. There were, I think, eight presidents. So how many years from 1962 to 1986? How many years? Those who learn mathematics? Yeah? 24 years. 24 years. So in 24 years, we had 8 presidents. Imagine, 8 presidents, even more. There, we had Benaissa, we had Idami, we had Benaissa, we had the Bere, we had the Wednesday, one, then Tito Kero. There is even a time when it became so hot, we had a commission of three men. Which all you learn about those who have political science, you teach political science. There are those 3 people. We are presidents. The president was so difficult that we had to have 3 people sit on the presidency. offers you the highest price is the one that you want, that you sell your goods. So the second point, the second principle of NRM is Pan-Africanism. It's Pan-Africanism. We go in Pan-Africanism, but also because of the market. As we speak now, our population of Uganda is 45.9 million. We shall be 100 million in 2050. Africa as a whole, we are 1.2 billion people. In 2050, we shall be the most populous continent on Earth, with 2.5 billion. So it's a huge market. That's the reason why we are going to support Pan-Africans. But also we have a history that has been told. You know, the other day I was a bit disappointed. They said, can you imagine, the members saying we should not put the change in the parliament. Can you imagine? That we should put on the suits. Why do you protest? You should put on the tradition where I come to parliament and show us I had moved out. So I'm bound by the Syrian parliament, but I'm still saying, how can that happen in the national parliament? Ours. They don't put on the tradition. You see the mindset that we're talking about, the thinking that we must put on something which we don't even understand. The reason why you put on a tie, even when it is so hot, you are going to put on a what? You are going to put on a tie. Actually, in the Seychelles, you put on a tie or a suit. We went from here to Seychelles as members of parliament. So when we were in the tie and suits, they could not believe. They said, what function are you on? They put it on it is independence, so it is a very important function. Otherwise, they are in the short sleeve. So what independence are we talking about if we cannot resolve these simple things? So that kind of mindset, in terms of the context of Pan-Africanism, and independence, which also work on it. We did pass the homosexuality bill, which was more a normal diplomatic process. I first moved the bill in 2009, but other countries are now banning us from moving. The other time they cancelled all my visas to go to Canada. You imagine? Because you are just saying, let a man not sleep with what? A man. We thank God for Trump. So if people can start putting sanctions on you, because you have debated and passed something through a democratic process, you have got dictated it on people, and they are the champions of democracy. That's why you must stand up for the independence, continuous independence of our country. And the best way to do that is to make it a more economically independent country, so that nobody should joke with us. So you have a duty to pray as young people. It's not easy. So when we see Major coming up with serious thoughts about the country and about the future of the country, we are feeling encouraged that there is a generation that is grateful. That is the same generation, similar generation, that started with President Museveni and his people. So once, thank you, Major, for that. And he raises another question which I think is very good about regional integration. How many people come from northern Uganda here? You have some? About northern Uganda. How about people from eastern Uganda? From western Uganda? Then from the south, southern Uganda? It's not. Nobody from the south. Okay? How about from central? You see, we really need to be together as a nation. But when you come from here and you go out, what sometimes abusers do when you go out from the country and you are with somebody from northern Uganda, the best you can say is for Pampo. But if you have English people sitting near you, you can shortcut and say any other language. I get to repeat. You have to speak the English they are speaking, so you cannot backbite these people or say something separate. You have to hide, say something about your country, somebody because we lack a common language. So having a language like Swahili is a very good thing because it promotes national integration, but also there's something good about language. When you speak to your fellow Landi or a fellow Achoi in your own language, you feel good. I don't know how it is. You feel good or you feel at home. There's something that you feel. I get it. Yeah? So if you have one language like Swahili, then it can help us in the national integration. Because tribes had teared up our country so many years, and now we are one. We should find things that continue to unite us, rather than focusing on the things that divide our country. And certainly, a common language is one of those things that can help us to move together. So I thought, in addition to what the Major has said, I can just add a few things. I have seen that you are very attentive. I hope that you are taking up the message, or you are a bit bored, so I am a bit confused. I want to stop here. I hope that you have picked one or two things, but I certainly want to let you know that as I conclude, I came in this uniform, the yellow uniform, because sometimes we want to remind you that there is a government in power which was sent to Kampala here by members and the people of Uganda under the national resistance movement. I wanted to remind you that that party is there, and we are entering a season of elections, and wherever we are going, is that this party is a youth-friendly party. We are now focusing in the sector that I'm supervising, focusing on building factories in our country. As we speak, manufacturing alone is contributing 6.5% of our national GDP. And manufacturing alone is putting in the pockets of Uganda 6 trillion, and we're employing 1.5 million people. It is through manufacturing, labor, and services that will create jobs for you. So, I don't know where you belong, but I want to persuade you that as you go to the polls, please vote NRM. Because NRM is a party of stability. It's a party that will economically transform our country, continue to transform our country, and certainly President Johnson has a track record of leadership. And by the way, age is wisdom. Did you see what happened in America? Trump, how old is Trump? How 81? He's now 80.